It is believed the Blessed Virgin Mary was raised there and received the Annunciation there. By there, we mean Nazareth. So, how did it get to Italy, where the devotion to the Holy House began?
Scientists have opened the Virgin Mary's tomb and discovered something shocking. The significance of this discovery lies in the differing beliefs about Mary's demise.
East and West, Europe and Asia, the Christian world and Muslim world, so many things together that can meet here in the name of Mary.
Peaceful death, martyrdom, or direct ascension to heaven. The possible contents of this sacred site could challenge long-held beliefs and reveal unexpected truths. Could it overturn centuries of belief and reveal a truth more profound than we ever anticipated? Let's explore the possibilities of what this discovery could mean for the story of one of history's most significant figures. Discovering Mary's final moments. After Jesus' death and resurrection, stories about him and his family spread mainly through word of mouth. When these stories were finally written down, they were slightly altered, leading to different interpretations of how the lives of those close to Jesus, including Mary, concluded. Stories say she died quietly in her sleep at an old age. Others claim she died as a martyr, and a small group believes she went up to heaven without dying. One night under Ephesus' starlit skies, a white mysterious figure approached her with a revelation that would challenge everything she thought she knew about her fate. The Virgin Mary is one of the most respected figures from ancient times. Although the life of her son Jesus is more well known, her own story is a powerful example of a mother's deep love and devotion.
We're standing outside the Church of the Sepulchre of St. Mary here in Jerusalem.
Today there are only a few real relics connected to her, but there is one place that holds a strong connection to her. At the foot of the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem's Kidron Valley, there is a tomb that many believe is where she was laid to rest. This sacred place has long been associated with her through ancient traditions. Interestingly, her life is mentioned in at least two different ancient texts, the Christian Bible and the Jewish text, Toledot Yeshu. While these texts offer different details, they both agree on one thing. She, also known as Miriam, was the mother of Jesus Christ, who is called Joshua in some traditions. This tomb, filled with centuries of reverence and respect, continues to attract people who want to connect with one of the most honored mothers in history. The valley is home to well-known sites like the Tomb of Absalom, the Tomb of Jehoshaphat, and the Tomb of Zechariah, along with landmarks such as the Garden of Gethsemane and the Church of All Nations. It's here, in this historically significant area, that the supposed tomb of Mary was discovered, a place held in high regard by local Christian communities. But here's the catch. This belief in the Assumption is one of the four key doctrines about her in the Catholic Church, highlighting the deep spiritual importance of her life and legacy. Yet these recent findings could make us question everything we thought we knew. Pope Pius XII, deeply committed to his faith, made an important declaration on November 1st, 1950. He issued a document called Munificentissimus Deus, where he formally stated a belief closely tied to the idea of the Immaculate Conception. This belief holds that she, like Jesus, was born without original sin. However, there's still an unresolved question. Did she die before she was taken up to heaven? Looking back at the significant split within Christianity in the year 1054, different branches of the Church developed their own views about her final moments. The Eastern Church refers to her passing as the dormition of the Mother of God, suggesting that she simply fell asleep peacefully instead of experiencing a traditional death. This view highlights the deep respect and importance she has within Christian teachings. But this isn't the only interesting aspect of her final days. As we dig deeper, we'll uncover more fascinating details that have captivated believers for centuries. Let's now explore the lasting impact of her story within the traditions of the Church. Even though the Eastern Orthodox Church doesn't officially declare the Assumption as a core belief, they still hold it in high regard, making it a significant part of their religious practices and cultural traditions. When people read Munificentissimus Deus, they see that Pius wanted the belief in her ascent to heaven to strengthen the faith of Christians everywhere. He encouraged them to see similarities between her journey to heaven and their own hopes for life after death. Many stories circulate about her death and where she was finally laid to rest. One well-known tale from the 7th century tells how Thomas, one of Jesus' apostles, wasn't there when she died. When he arrived at her supposed tomb, he found it open and empty, with only her clothes left behind. Over time, this story has evolved, with some versions saying that she gave her belt to Thomas from the sky to prove she had been taken up to heaven after her resurrection. These powerful beliefs have inspired countless works of art depicting this version of the Assumption. No matter the details, Christians have always held the Assumption in high regard. Celebrations of this key event date back to the 5th century. Historical records show that around the year 600, Emperor Maurice officially recognized it as a public holiday in the Eastern Roman Empire. But this wasn't the only noteworthy detail. Historians have traced the beginnings of the Assumption to stories passed down orally and early Christian writings that aren't found in today's Bibles. These stories, known to Jewish Christians long ago, likely started during or just after the time of the Apostles, suggesting they might be based on real events. These accounts are so compelling that many believe them to be true. However, scholars have pointed out that these stories come from various sources and have changed over time. Many people agree that our current understanding of her Assumption has likely changed a lot from how it was originally told. This change is interesting, but it's not the most surprising part. There's much more to uncover as we dive deeper into these old traditions. To figure out when the story of her Assumption first caught the attention of early Christians, we look at a text from the 2nd to 3rd centuries called the Liber Requiem Mariae, or the Book of Mary's Repose. But this document isn't very reliable as a historical source because its stories often don't match up with what Christians believed at the time. Despite this, some scholars think that the belief in her Assumption didn't start until the 5th century. This raises a tricky question. How did the story last through the centuries? One exception is Epiphanius of Salamis, who in the 4th century tried hard to find out what happened during her final days. But he couldn't find any solid details. With these insights, we are better prepared to uncover more about Mary's enduring legacy in the next chapter. Understanding Mary's journey to heaven. This is particularly interesting because neither the Bible nor early Christian writings mention her death. During his search, Epiphanius came across different and sometimes conflicting stories about how her life ended. Some people believe that she was taken up to heaven while still alive, just like the prophet Elijah. This comparison to Elijah became a common theme in later writings, even though there were other stories about her passing. As the centuries went by, these stories became more widely accepted. By the 5th century, texts like De Obitus Domini and De Transitu Virginii supported the idea of her ascension. Important figures like Dionysius the Areopagite and Gregory of Tours also told similar stories, which strengthened this belief. By the 6th century, it was officially recognized, and by the 8th century, it was widely accepted among Christians. But this wasn't the biggest surprise. There's still more to the story. In an interesting twist, John of Damascus told a story where she died in front of the apostles. But when they went back to her tomb, they found it empty. This led them to believe that she had been taken up to heaven. Over time, celebrating her Assumption became almost as important as Christmas in the Christian calendar. In 1950, Gilles Buhor claimed to have seen a vision of the Virgin on May 1st. He quickly told the Pope, saying that her ascent to heaven, something people had often debated, really did happen. Pope Pius XII, who had been looking for proof of this belief, was eager to accept Buhor's story as the confirmation he needed. Within 6 months, the Pope officially declared her Assumption to be a fact, settling any doubts about it. Even after the Pope's strong statement, some Catholics still had doubts. A group of believers thought that she might have died before going to heaven, only to be brought back to life through a miracle. This idea is known as the moralistic interpretation. On the other hand, some in the Church believed that she went straight to heaven without dying, a belief called the immoralistic interpretation. Over time, scholars studying Christian traditions, prayers, and scriptures began to lean more towards the moralistic interpretation. Every year on August 15th, Catholics celebrate the Feast of the Assumption. This day is also important in the Eastern Orthodox Church, where it is celebrated as the Dormition of the Mother of God. Opinions on her Assumption differ among Protestant groups. Some agree with the moralistic view, while others fully support it. The Anglican Church is divided on this issue. Some members strongly believe in it, others reject it, and some are undecided. Originally, this belief was not part of Anglican teachings, but it started gaining acceptance in the 20th century, especially among Anglo-Catholics, under different names. Moving on to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem, believed to be the site of Jesus' tomb, something significant happened in October 2016. During renovations, a team had the rare chance to lift the marble slab covering the tomb, revealing the spot where Jesus was supposedly laid after his crucifixion. This discovery offered a glimpse into a key moment in history. Traditionally, the tomb, which was found empty by a group of women, a crucial event in Christian tradition, is enclosed within a structure known as the edicule. In 2017, Professor Antonia Moropoulou and a Greek research team began restoring the edicule and the tomb inside it. Their work wasn't just about repairs, it also gave them a unique opportunity to study this important historical and religious site, which had been hidden from the public for a long time. Their efforts allowed them to trace the tomb's original construction and how it changed over the centuries, while also exploring the deep respect the site has inspired through the ages. Using modern techniques, they carefully documented everything they found. But this wasn't the most surprising part. As their research progressed, they uncovered more details about this historical site where Christ was buried. The anticipation grew when Professor Moropoulou hinted at a major discovery on the horizon. This revelation was expected to bring new, important insights into a core aspect of Christian belief, deepening understanding and appreciation worldwide. Within the sacred walls of the church, a discovery awaited that had the potential to change history. Amid a busy crowd of Christian believers, a team was hard at work removing a large stone from the walls of the edicule. Their efforts were rewarded when they finally lifted the heavy marble slab, only to find yet another layer of stone underneath. This unexpected discovery sparked even more curiosity. With growing excitement, they began carefully exploring this new section, using special tools in hopes of uncovering important pieces of Christian history that might have been hidden for centuries. As they continued their careful work, they couldn't forget the importance of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. This church is believed to be the site of Jesus Christ's tomb, making it a place of deep spiritual significance. 6 Christian denominations work together to maintain this holy site. The Greek Orthodox Church, the Roman Catholic Church, and the Armenian Orthodox Church play key roles in deciding how the site is managed. The other 3 groups, the Coptic Church, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, and the Syriac communities, also have important responsibilities in caring for the site. Together, these groups make sure the tomb is protected, welcoming countless visitors each year to this historic place. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre is as significant as another important religious site, her tomb. Over the centuries, the structure around her tomb has been destroyed and rebuilt many times. The current building, put up by Franciscan friars in the 14th century, was later managed by the Greek Orthodox Church. Today, their representatives lead visitors down a 1,000-year-old staircase to 2 small chapels, one honoring Joseph, her husband, and the other dedicated to her parents. But the most memorable moment comes when you reach her tomb itself. Here, explorers have found various relics and artifacts from the Middle Ages, each telling its own unique story. Moving forward, the journey through Christian history takes us to another pivotal event that echoes the complexities and devout beliefs we've explored: theories of Mary's final resting sites. But this isn't the most surprising part. As you explore these ancient sites, you discover a complex web of beliefs about Mary's final resting place. While some believe she is buried here, others think she might be in Turkmenistan. There are also theories suggesting she could be in Nineveh, northern Iraq, or even near a mosque in Mosul or in Maré, Pakistan. These different ideas make you wonder, could there be some truth in all of them? How could her remains have traveled such long distances? According to legends, she journeyed far and wide after her son's death, including a trip to India with the Apostle Thomas. These stories say she died in Turkmenistan, where, as the legend goes, Thomas witnessed her ascension to heaven. He was, according to the tale, the only apostle in India at the time of her first burial. When Thomas first announced that she had gone to heaven, many people found it hard to believe. Their skepticism only deepened when they discovered that the only trace of her left at the burial site was her belt. This strange and unexpected detail added an extra layer of mystery to her story, leaving everyone puzzled and intrigued. Whispers began to spread, with people questioning what really happened to her. As we delve deeper into the enigma of her disappearance, we're inching closer to uncovering the hidden truths of her life, and the answers might be more surprising than anyone ever imagined. No matter how the story is told, it's clear that the mother of Jesus is deeply respected in the Christian tradition. While we don't know all the details about her last days on earth before she went to heaven, Her importance is undeniable. She is loved by Christians all over the world for her devotion, purity, and grace. Even though we don't have all the answers, there's hope that one day we might find out where she was finally laid to rest. Some believe she went straight to heaven, which highlights just how special and extraordinary she was. But that's not the end of the story. Among the many ideas about her final days and where she was buried, something new and exciting has come up. Recently, scientists and archaeologists have claimed that they might have found what they think is the tomb of the Virgin. This discovery is truly amazing and could change the way we think about her life and her last moments on Earth. If this discovery is confirmed, it would create a real connection to one of the most respected figures in religious history. As we explore deeper into these findings, it's crucial to remember the profound significance of her in the story of Christianity. She is not just a historical figure. She embodies the essence of faith, devotion, and grace, serving as an enduring symbol of hope and compassion for millions around the world. Her influence stretches far beyond the confines of her earthly life, resonating across centuries, continents, and cultures, and continues to inspire and uplift believers from all walks of life. This latest discovery adds yet another layer to our comprehensive understanding of her life, while simultaneously opening the door to the enthralling possibility that there remains a wealth of information about her life, her experiences, and her enduring legacy that is still hidden or yet to be discovered. The impact of her is one that transcends time, and as new revelations continue to emerge, they serve to only deepen our appreciation and reverence for her pivotal role in the spiritual and cultural fabric of humanity. Each new piece of information that comes to light invites us to engage in deeper reflection, not only on her unique place within the annals of Christian history, but also on the broader human experiences of faith, perseverance, and love. Furthermore, these insights encourage us to ponder the ways in which these elements of her story resonate with and inspire our own lives today. This new discovery compels us to delve further into her life, unraveling the mysteries that continue to surround her. Each piece of evidence is meticulously examined, heightening our anticipation of uncovering the truth about where she spent her final moments. The thought of piecing together the last chapter of her life is not only fascinating, but also profoundly meaningful. It serves as a bridge to our past, connecting us to the lives and experiences of those who came before us. This journey into the unknown deepens our faith, allowing us to see the value in the stories that have been carefully preserved and passed down through generations. Yet, as intriguing as this discovery is, it may only be a part of a much larger puzzle. Her story might still hold more secrets, hidden in the shadows, waiting to be brought to light. As we continue our quest for answers, we must remain open to the possibility that the tale of her life and the circumstances of her passing are far from fully told. There may be more layers to uncover, more truths to learn, and more mysteries that could change the way we understand her story forever. Each new finding not only adds to the rich tapestry of her life, but also challenges us to look deeper, ensuring that her legacy continues to inspire curiosity and reverence for years to come. Could this new discovery at Mary's tomb alter core Christian beliefs and how we view biblical history? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.